Hi guys, it's Rike here and welcome to another video. If you're new here, my name is Rike and I review a lot of activewear. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you just keep watching. And also for today's video, if you're into books, you just keep watching because today I have another video where I pair my activewear outfits to some book covers, and I'll also be talking a little bit about the books. And I've done a few of those videos already, and if you're into, those kind of videos, I'm going to link the playlist up here so you can go check it out. Because, the books are still there and, the color schemes I'm using are probably still possible to put together. Because as always, when I'm trying to, put some outfits together, you don't necessarily need to have the exact same piece. But, it's about kind of the color and the combinations of colors and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's the idea. And, if you want to follow me on Goodreads, for example, want to see what I read, you can click the link in my description box. So I'm just going to put my Goodreads link in there so we can be friends there. And I also recently joined Storygraph because I've heard from a lot of people that they really, really like that app because it gives you a lot of nice graphs. So if you want to be friends on Storygraph, we can also do that. And I'm also going to put a link to my profile in the description box for Storygraph. So if you're using either Goodreads or Storygraph, just, send me a friend request or something. And then you can follow along my reading journey, see what I'm reading, how I'm reading things. And yeah, that is today's video, basically, books and activewear. I kind of like to do this, and I usually try to pick books that I've read before and that I kind of liked, and maybe the covers are pretty. So today we have books where I like the covers, and I also really, really liked the books. We have 3 books in total that I'm gonna make outfits for, so that also means that we have 3 outfits. And a lot of the pieces are half the pieces are some quite new pieces that I just got recently. And yeah, I would say we start with a book that I read the longest ago, kind of. So this is a book that I read in the beginning of the year, and I just need to go grab the stuff for this book. Oof. And this is this pretty little book. It is called How High We Go in the Dark by Sequoia Nagamatsu. This is a guy, by the way, I couldn't really picture, what type of person Sequoia could be a first name for. So this is a guy. I had this book originally from the library, so they're in the back because it was a hardcover version, had the picture of the author and a little bit of a description about the author. But here we have a pocketbook version because I try to use the library a lot these days, but also if I really, really do like a book, I will purchase a copy for myself. So I can go back to it, or I can lend it to friends or something like that. And with this book, I did not initially think I wanted to have the copy of it, but I keep thinking about it. So I was like, okay, maybe it's time. And this book is a dystopian novel. So in the back it says Siberia 2031. After a virus unearthed from melting permafrost unleashes a deadly plague upon humanity, those left alive are forced to adapt to a new world. Kind of seems somewhat inspired by the recent events, but here it's been a little bit more extreme, and a lot of the victims of this disease, of this virus, are actually children. And yeah, so but there's a lot of there's some similarities that you'll see between what we did in most recent events, basically, and what these people in this book have been doing to prevent the spread of this virus. And there's also, a lot of different points of view. There's a lot of different people you get to know here. And not all the stories not all of them are very straightforward. Some stories kind of seem like you were in some sort of fever dream, which was exactly what it was supposed to be as well. But there's a lot of different characters and a lot of different ways how they experience life in this new world, basically. And some of the things were really, really dramatic and traumatic as well. So there's, for example, an aspiring comedian who's employed by a theme park designed for terminally ill children, who falls in love with a mother trying desperately to keep her son alive. There's a scientist who, failed to save his son from the plague, but gets a second chance at fatherhood. And a bit of painter and a teenage granddaughter must set off on a cosmic quest to locate a new home planet. So it has some sci-fi in it as well, but like it's mainly dystopian, I would say. And yeah, I kept thinking about this book and kind of like going back to it in my mind. And it's not an easy read. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, but yeah, maybe it's more of a 4.5 out of 5, but it's definitely not an easy read. So this one was difficult to read. It's very, very uncomfortable and like very, I don't know, just like very sad and everything. And, but yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one. And as you can see, of course, I should also say this, right? There's usually different covers depending on what edition you have, and is it a hardcover or is it a paperback? Is it the North American versus the UK edition, that kind of stuff? So that always makes a difference. So this is the British, the UK edition, as you can see, because it says £8.99 basically. But this is also the one I had from the library, and I basically go off of the book that I have, or I try to. And yeah, we do have some darker purple in here, a lot of blue, some white, and it looks like a really, really large moon, or, you know, something like that. We also have some ice here because, you know, this virus was unearthed from the permafrost. So it kind of makes sense to have that there on the cover. But overall, a lot of like blues and purples. And yes, this at the bottom is actually really a purple. And then in the back, you can kind of also see we have like white and then just some purple quotes here, for example. Yes, so I decided to go for, I was trying to actually look for this type of blue, but I couldn't find it in my limited access, like the piles of clothes I currently have with the limited access. So for the top, I decided to just go with my shiny white Amen strap bra. So this one has like the shimmeriness to it, and I'm going to talk about it in a second. And then the leggings we're going with are from Petula. These are the Bare Contour leggings, and they have this purple that really matches the bottom here of this book, and also the purple that we can see on the back here. So we have not much blue. Like maybe if you shine the light on this bra properly, like you'll get some blue, but we don't have much of that blue. It's mainly like white and purple here, which I still think captures the cover of this book. But let's talk about the pieces. So this is the sports bra I've had for quite a while. Like I said, from Amen Sportswear. They're a Swedish brand, and they haven't done this one in a while. But, you know, as I mentioned before, you don't necessarily need to get the exact same piece, but like it's the idea of the piece that counts. And I think a basic white bra would also be fine for this one. But I think the shine kind of gives a little bit more depth and a little bit more dimensions. And maybe also, you know, can kind of go with the ice that we have here on the book cover. So this bra I got in a size small. It has these straps and like a little bit of like, you know, extra flabby fabric around the shoulders here. We do have a slight V for the neckline. We have removable cup pads. It is long line, so we do have a band under the chest, but it's not an elastic. And then in the back, it's just very, very simple. Not much, you know, happening there. And we do have a little metal Amen logo. And this one, I actually do also have matching leggings for it, but yeah, I figured, you know, the bra is enough for our purposes today. It is made from a performance material, and the shimmery shininess comes from all these little extra dots on the fabric here. But it's not like rough or anything. It's still very, very soft, and on the inside, of course, you have a white lining, basically, so you're not up against that shimmery, shiny fabric anyway. You have some soft fabric here that is right up against your skin. Material is, let me check, 27% spandex and 73% polyester. And yeah, I've had this one for quite a while, but I really, really like it. It's kind of like a little bit fairy-esque, right? And then for the bottoms, as I already mentioned, these are the Petula Bare Contour leggings in the color Grape Soda. So I just recently got those, and I'm not even sure if the review for that one is up yet. If it is, I can link it, but otherwise, you know, you'll just have to be patient for a more detailed review on these. But they are high-waisted, like very high-waisted. You can see how the waist kind of snatches in, comes in here. It's very tapered, no top seam, no front seam, made from like a super, super soft and stretchy material. Like it's really, really stretchy. And they have a slight marl to it. Double seams here. And then in the back, still double seams. And we have a nice V glute detailing going on here. No side seams or whatsoever. And these are in a 26-inch inseam. I'm 5'7" or 170 centimeters, but they also do come and a 23-inch inseam in case you're a shorter person. And this is our little outfit here for book number 1. And let's see it on. All right, here's our outfit number 1 for this dystopian, somewhat depressing and sad book. But you know, we can still have a cute activewear outfit with it. So here we go. And yeah, unfortunately, none of the blue, but we have the white, we have the purple. And in this little iridescent, shiny sports bra, we also do have, you know, maybe some blue in there somewhere. And as I mentioned before, you know, there's some permafrost, there's some ice. So the sports bra kind of, you know, covers that part as well, right? But yeah, let's talk about the sports bra here. So as I mentioned before from Eamon, already a little bit older, but I really, really like those cute little sleeves. It is compressive. It is made from performance material. And, you know, I am tucked in. Support-wise, I would definitely say medium to high support. And yeah, it's long lined. You have a little bit of a fabric band under the chest, removable cup pads, low scoop neckline here, but like nothing is gonna fall out. It is perfectly fine, fits well. If you have a bigger chest, I would definitely recommend to size up a little bit because there's not that much space. And for me, it's perfect, you know. I am supported, I am tucked in, but like I think there would just be too much spillage up top with a bigger chest. And then in the bag, it's very, very simple, quite open, quite long line, metal Eamon logo here in the bag. And overall, yeah, just a cute little piece and easy to pair with whatever you want to pair it with. So that's why I like this one. And I reach for this a little bit more than for the pair of leggings that matches, because obviously a white sports bra is easier to wear than a white pair of leggings, I think. So that's just how that is. And yeah, we have the leggings here. This nice purple, definitely ultra high-waisted. So my belly button is down there, all the way down there. And yeah, these are very, very high-waisted, but I really, really like it. I love a good ultra high waist. I'm just like feeling a little bit hugged. Definitely not super compressive, but the bare fabric is never too compressive. So if you want compression, this is not what you go for. This is more like a light compression, like easy to wear legging. Definitely more of a cotton feel as well. So it is soft. It is a little bit cottony. Definitely not something I would reach for a very, very sweaty, performance-y workout, like a HIIT workout. But definitely something for lounging, for, you know, a nice weight session, a yoga session, a Pilates session, whatever you want. These are, you know, without a front seam, without a top seam. We have this double seam detailing here, which I think is really, really nice. And then in the back, you have that double seam detailing continued. My hair is getting too long. See, it's nearly covering things I want to show you. But yes, so basically the double seam here, and you have a nice seam here in the back also for some glute separation. But, you know, I think it feels good on the glutes. Definitely not compressing the glutes or anything. The seams sit really, really nice and high here as well. So no danger of cutting off the glutes there, you know. And overall very comfy. This is a 26-inch inseam, so on me that means it's kind of a 7/8 length. But of course, depending on your body length, your height, which is what it is called, your height exactly. You can also opt for the 23-inch inseam, which Tula usually offers for a lot of their bottoms. So yeah, very, very simple, cottony, comfy, soft, light compression in contrast to the sportswear, which is a little bit of a higher compression. But yeah, overall, you know, I feel like we captured the essence of this cover. Let me know if you agree. And let's move on to the next book. All right, on to book number 2. We have Weyward by Emelia Hart. And this one was another case where I got the book from the library and it actually had a different cover that I liked a little bit more because it had less pink, and a lot of covers are pink these days. But it had like just this little print here all over. I'm just going to insert a picture of that here. But yeah, this was another case of a library book that I liked so much that I was like, okay, I need to get this as a book like for myself. I need to have this in my shelf. And this one I actually realized when I was halfway through the book, maybe not even halfway through the book, but I really liked it. And yeah, there's a lot of text happening, right? It says men invented the word witch, we call ourselves Weyward. But yeah, so the title is Weyward. And you have a little crow outline here. Crows do play a role in here. And this is a story about 3 different women who are all related to each other. That spans over 5 different centuries. So we have 3 different stories of these 3 different women. And, or here it says one spellbinding story, but I mean, they all have their own story, right? So we have present day Kate, who's in an abusive relationship, and she manages to flee from that, get out of it, and she tries to, you know, do life by herself in this little cottage that she inherited from her aunt in the middle of nowhere. And then in 1942, we have Violet, who is Kate's aunt, who rebels against her father and against, like, I guess, the norms back then, and also basically lives in this cottage that Kate now inherited by herself. And this is the cottage she actually also inherited from her mother. And then she finds out that they used to be having, like, they had a different last name, which was Weyward. And then we also have the story of Altha in 1619. So this is like 300 years, a little bit more than 300 years before our Violet character, the one from 1942, who is on trial for witchcraft. And, you know, we get to know her story too. But all of these women are basically strong women, and they're like navigating life by themselves and, like, you know, standing up for themselves, and also, I guess, you know, for their ideals. And yeah, they had like all these like male characters, not just male characters, but also like mainly male characters who were trying to like decide over their lives, and they didn't let them do that. So I found this like very empowering, and I also like recently liked reading some stories about like witches. And this kind of like really felt super nice, and like I could really relate, but like the characters were like very, like I liked them a lot, you know, and it was an interesting read, and I read this very quickly, and can definitely recommend this one. But so, because we have this little print in there, I figured, you know, we have some blue in there, like some black, and like maybe a little bit of purple, somewhat. Maybe not really, but, you know, you can kind of, it works with the whole thing. So I figured these leggings kind of, you know, would be a great fit. They're also a little bit magical with all their shininess, their shimmeriness. So these are from Buffbunny collection. And then, of course, you know, still to go with that pink theme, we do have a little sports bra here also from Buffbunny collection. But let's start talking about the pieces. So this is the Reversible Nubre crop from Buffbunny collection, like I just said. And this color, this pink on this side is called Candy Crush Pink. On the other side, we have a little print. We don't care about the print today. And I recently reviewed this top, so I'm just going to link that Buffbunny collection review up here in case you're interested. And this one is not like a super high support sports bra or anything. It's more of a lounge situation or for very light activities. I sometimes do have to adjust it a little bit because the straps are a little bit long and you can't adjust them, and they're also stretchy. But it works, it's fine. We do have a long line situation, so you have a little band there because it's called also a crop, you know. Then we do have a little peekaboo hole. It definitely does have a quite deep V. And I would suggest if you have a small chest, maybe you could size down. So I was thinking I should have maybe done that for a better fit, a tighter fit. And the thin straps crisscross in the back here, and we have some more crisscrossing going on, as you can see here. But yes, it's not exactly the same shade of pink, but yeah, it's close enough, right? So it's fine. And then we have these fun leggings. So these are the Rebel leggings in this mood ring holographic colorway which I believe you probably can still purchase on their website. By the way, if you ever do want to shop anything for Buffbunny collection, you can use code RIKA for 10% off. You know, just sneaking that in there. If you do use it, I get a small commission, but of course also don't ever feel used to, like don't feel forced to buy anything. But these are pretty, they're pretty nice. I will say that. They're super unique. And I love these. But yeah, so you can see we have some purple, we have some blues in there. The base is black. And just like with the sportswear from Eamon that we saw earlier, we have these tiny little dots on here that make this shininess happen. And yeah, we do have a high waistband, no double seams here, no front seam, no top seam. It is a performance material that is a little bit more compressive, so you can definitely get like a little bit snatched in with this one. And then in the back we do have a nice deep V here for the glutes, no side seam detailing whatsoever. And yeah, I just like these a lot. I think they're super, super fun. I usually wear these with black because that's really, really easy. But of course you can pair this with a lot of other colors. And today we're doing pink. And let's see how this looks. But I think, you know, you can kind of see the relation to the book cover, right? Let's see it on. All right, our book number 2, Weyward, this witchy tale of 3 women. You know, and I feel like once I put this on, I was like, I mean, it's definitely the book cover. So I feel like, you know, this is a perfect fit. Maybe I should have done it reversed, like pink leggings and the holographic sports bra, but I just like this holographic look too much. So, you know, the more the better, basically. But yeah, let me know if you think this matches. And let's talk about the sports bra first. So this is the reversible Nubre crop, as I already said. And definitely a very chesty number. So a lot of cleavage here, very wide neckline as well. And with this one, I have to adjust it sometimes. So just, you know, keep an eye out for that. In case you're interested in buying this one, definitely a little bit more something you need to adjust. Especially because the straps aren't adjustable themselves. So I feel like, you know, there's always a little bit of wiggling going on. Or what I think maybe I should have tried as well is a size down. So if you have a smaller chest, that could also be an option, maybe 2 size down in this one. I mean, definitely size down if you're in between, and then just see if that kind of keeps you a little bit more tucked in, basically. We do have a little peekaboo hole here, you know, boob sweat ventilation hole, I guess. And then we have this long line portion. No removable cup pads, but you have this double lined fabric, so 2 layers of the Nubre fabric, of the super brushed soft fabric. And then we do have the thin spaghetti straps here. And in the back, they do crisscross a few times. So we have some crisscrossing here, and then we have more crisscrossing there. And I really, really like the back because there's a lot of detailing going on, a lot of strappiness, a lot of crisscross, and it still feels like very, very open, and it's still quite comfy. Support-wise, it's definitely more of a light support, I would say. And obviously, you know, with this one, it is reversible, so you also do get another pattern, another print, another color here. But overall, you know, depending on, of course, what you pair it with, right now I think it's better with the bright pink, but when I wear the bright pink leggings, the solid colored leggings, I like to pair it with this side. So up to you, of course, and what your preference is. And let's move on to these leggings. I always love a holo moment, you know, and these are really nicely high-waisted performance leggings, but we don't have a top seam and we also don't have a front seam. So they're still very, very comfy, and they do have some compression. So I would say they're medium compression. They still have some stretch, so I don't find them too hard to get on unless it's like super warm and I start sweating, which is the case right now because every time I'm filming in this room, like it just heats up so much because of all the lights. And at some point it gets really hard to put things on because everything just sticks to me. But otherwise I find these not too hard to get on. So yeah. Waistband gives decent amount of compression. And then we also do have the deep V here in the back for the glutes. And a Buffbunny logo, I believe. Length wise, there are 7/8 length on me. We don't have any side seam detailing or anything, but that's also perfectly fine because the holographic colorway is just, you know, everything you need with this one. And yeah, depending on how the light hits you, it's darker, it's lighter, it's purple, it's blue. So, you know, and it's kind of like a little magical, which is why I thought it works well with this book cover. And yeah, let me know what you think if I nailed it. And let's move on. Alright, before we move on to our last book and our last outfit, I just want to quickly give an honorable mention to this book that I'm currently reading that I also got from the library that I also really like. I didn't make an outfit for this because I currently don't have anything yellow accessible. I do have a yellow legging somewhere, but it's somewhere in a box. And also, I'm not the biggest fan of this cover, but I do like this book. It's very entertaining so far. It is called Listen for the Lie by Amy Tintera. That's apparently her adult debut, because whatever you call it, because she apparently writes a lot of young adult. But this one was super entertaining. And it's about this girl who apparently has been accused of murdering her best friends a few years ago. She kind of escaped that by moving to LA, and now someone was doing a podcast about this unsolved murder. Because she never was convicted, because there wasn't enough evidence, and she also does not remember anything about the night. But yeah, now she went back to her hometown, small town in Texas, and there's this podcast happening, and everything like comes back to the surface. And now she's trying to figure out, if she killed her friend or who did it, and all these secrets come to light. And it's a mixture of having, her narrative and her going through these experiences, and having the interviews from the podcast in there, basically. So, but I find it quite entertaining so far. Like, it's really hard to, stop reading and doing something else. So I just thought I'd throw that in there. And I think this is also a new release that came out this year. But yeah, got this from the library for now. And let's move on to our last book, shall we? So our last book I actually just finished just before I started this book that I just showed you. And our last book is The Sisterhood by Katherine Bradley. So this is also a dystopia novel. I've read a few of those this year, and I'm actually really, really intrigued by them. And I don't know, like, I sometimes choose books by their covers. This is what happened with this one. I actually really, really liked the cover at first, but then the story was also super interesting. So this is basically George Orwell's 1984. It uses the same world, it uses some of the same characters, but it is told not from the perspective of the male main character of 1984, but of his female companion, his girlfriend, Juliet. And basically it's a very different story because of this, because it deals with what she's doing in this world that George Orwell made, this 1984 world. And they're still big brothers watching. We have this eye here, right? And it's super, super interesting. So again, it's like about strong women trying to fight for something they believe in, fight against what they don't believe in, right? And it's very, like, there's a lot of, like, character maybe not development, but you get to know a lot of the characters, but there's also a lot of secrets that get uncovered. And it's a very, very uncomfortable world that they live in. So at times it was also very, very uncomfortable to read this, but it was still like a very, very, very interesting. And I really enjoyed this one. So I did give this one 5 stars. And yeah. So what I also really like is that the pages are, it's all red. This book I actually bought in Germany, but it's also a UK edition. But I bought this in a German bookstore. And I did like the colors on here. It's very, very bright colored. And I recently ordered from the Petula Bare Brights collection. And when I saw the colors that they were launching in that collection, I don't know if the video is out for that one yet, but if it is, I will have already launched it because you saw the purple, linked it because you saw the purple leggings in the beginning. But there was 2 other colors, and when I saw those colors, I knew that they would match this cover. So I was like, okay, in order to make this video, I have to wait for those pieces to come in, because they are a perfect match. So we're going with blue and red today, not with the black, not with the kind of like, it's not even white, but like it's kind of a little bit dirty something. So we're not going with that. We're also not going with the white here, but we're going with the blue and the red. So for the sports bra, I have this Triad bra from Petula, and this is the color, what was it? Blue Raz, I think. And I mean, it's a really, really, really good match, I think. This is also slightly marled, and there's a little bit of marling going on there, if you can call it marling, I don't even know. But like, it matches pretty good. And then we also do have these shorts from the Petula Brights launch, and that's Cherry, what was the name called? Cherry Slush? I think it was Cherry Slush. And the red also is a really, really, really good match. And again, we have some mild happening here and also here, so it's perfect. But yes, let's talk about the sports bra first. So yeah, like I already said, this is the Triad bra. Really, really cute, very simple still, but like really nice. Short line sports bra, so we have a little elastic under the chest, removable cup pads, a slight V neckline here, and yeah, you can see that there's a little bit of marling happening. And then we do have thicker straps. I mean, they're slightly thicker, right? And then in the back, they're split up into 3 little straps here, and I do like that. You know, it's kind of simple, but it's still very cute and a little strappy. And then a lot of like just very minimal coverage here. And we do have a Tone and Tone Petula silicone logo in the front as well. And then to go with that, like I already said, we do have our Petula shorts here. So these are the bare contour shorts in those really fun bright red. This is a 6-inch inseam, but you can also get them in a 4-inch inseam. And this material, again, just like the leggings from the first book outfit, are very, very stretchy. We do have some constriction at some point when it comes to the seams here at the bottom, but it's not so bad. And then we also have like this really intense tapering, you know what I mean, tapering, yeah, in the waist here. And the double seams again. No top seam, no front seam here either. And we have, again, a nice deep V here. You can still have the double seam detailing in the back, and I think it looks really, really, really cute. And yeah, I would say, you know, this is probably the brightest outfit of them all, kind of, in a way, right? And I would say let's just see it on. All right, and our last outfit, our last book, The Sisterhood by Katherine Bradley. And yeah, my outfit for this dystopian 1984 female novel, female 1984 version, I guess. And I like the colors. I like the colors on the cover. Like I said, I picked, like, I came across this book because I saw the cover and I liked the cover. And honestly, I'm usually not the biggest fan of like bright reds. I used to, and then I was like, I usually never reach for them. And I don't think I would have paired this with this type of blue. I don't know, it just wasn't something where I was like, yeah, this is a great combination. But now actually that I have it on, I like it a lot. So thanks to the book cover for, you know, making me do it. This is also why I like kind of pairing like my activewear outfits to book covers, because it sometimes gives me inspiration for color combinations that I usually wouldn't go for, you know? And I think it works. Like, it's really fun. It's definitely very bright. Maybe also a little bit 4th of July, but I feel like this is not the right kind of blue. You know, I think at least. But you can correct me if you think I'm wrong. But anyway, it's super, like, I like the outfit together. It works well. It's really, really comfy as well. And let's start talking about the sports bra. So this is the Triad bra. Definitely short line sports bra here. Gives lots of room for your upper body. And we do have a slight V here. Removable cup pads, elastic under the chest. And then these thicker straps that then split up into this triple strap situation. And I really, really, really like the look of this one. Like, it's so simple, but it's so nice and cute. And yes, I like a good strappy bag. And this one is a more simple strappy bag, but it's still, it's like sophisticated, you know? And yeah, I just like it a lot. I actually now just bought this in an orange color cool too. And it was called, what was it called? Creamsicle? Whatever, like this ice cream thing, you know, the orange thing. And yeah, I'm excited for that one too, because I like this sports bra. I think it's really nice. And it feels very soft. We have this more cottony feel fabric here, which is the Petula Bear fabric. And I don't always like a cottony feel, but like with sports bras, I definitely don't mind. And then with the shorts here, for example, like you have it a little bit, and it's definitely not a pair of shorts I would wear for a sweaty workout, just like the leggings that we saw in the very beginning. But like, it's comfy. It is really, really comfy. And yeah, let's continue talking about these shorts. Very, very high-waisted again, just like the leggings, belly buttons down there. And not a ton of compression, obviously, as I already mentioned as well with the leggings. But here a little bit less because I went for a size medium with the shorts, which is nice also because this way, not really any cutting in down here. Maybe the slightest bit if I stand like this, you know, and really push out the thigh squishy stuff. But like, it's super, super comfy. I was a little worried because you can definitely tell that the seam has a little bit of an end to the stretch, but like, it's, you know, it's perfectly fine. It works very well. I would still suggest to size up if you're in between sizes, if you have thick thighs, because, you know, like I said, there's an end. Like, yes, there's still probably still a little bit, but, you know, I don't like any cutting in of any sorts usually. And this way I can make 100% sure that there's not really any cutting in happening. Of course, we also don't have any top seam and a front seam here. We have that double seam detailing again. And then in the back, once more, you also have the double seams. To accentuate the glutes, we also have that V-glute detailing. And it is a 6-inch inseam, so definitely a little bit longer than the short shorts. And for me, this is kind of like the perfect length. I can move and they don't, you know, roll up or anything. And that's perfect. Yeah. Slight marl to the color as well, but I feel like it's really, really hard to see with these colors, with the newer ones they do here. Or this, you know, different, I don't know if it's a different bare fabric in general, but like the colors for sure are a little less marled. And I'm not the biggest fan of a marled colorway, but with this one I think it's perfectly fine. And we also do have the Tone and Tone silicone logo. I don't even know if you can see it. And here in the back too. So all there. Let's look at the back of the sports bra one more time. So nice. I like it a lot. And yeah, like I said, I love this color combination. I think it matches the book perfectly. And let me know if you think the same. All right, it's conclusion time. Let's just take a look at the pile. Oh no, the one book is the wrong way around. Here we go. This is our little pile of books and activewear. Yeah, let me know if you've read any of the books. Let me just put this down before I continue talking. There we go. Yeah, let me know if you read any of the books, if they're on your to be read list. My to be read list is super long, and I make a difference between to be read and I already own the book and just to be read, right? And yeah, it's always a struggle, especially when there's so many pretty colors to look at. Covers to look at, colors as well. Some of the covers have really pretty colors. But yes, let me know if you've read any of them, if they're on your to be read list, what you think. Of course, you know, book ratings are always highly subjective. And if, you know, you don't have the same taste as I do, then you might not enjoy some of those books. Like I said, maybe the two dystopian ones aren't as easily digestible as some of the other books. But for me, I like to have that balance of having an easily digestible book, like maybe a little romance novel, mixed with, you know, some heavier things like those dystopian novels. So I kind of like just switch a little bit between those things. Like, I do enjoy a nice and easy romance novel. I recently also read an Emily Henry novel, and I really, really enjoyed it. But of course, those are a little bit lighter, and it really depends on what you enjoy, right? Like, no one should be forced to read a book that they don't enjoy, because I feel like mostly reading should be something that you enjoy. And yeah, depends on your taste, obviously. But I hope you liked this little video. Let me also know if you have any book recommendations, of course, or any book covers that you really, really like, you know. Yeah, like I said, I'm a sucker for a pretty book cover. So, yes, but do let me know, and do follow me on Goodreads or Storygraph. Like I said, the link is gonna be in the description box, so you can, you know, send me a friend request or just follow along. And yeah, I'm happy to do more of these videos, obviously, because, you know, I do read books, and like I said, I like pretty covers, and I have a lot of different colors of activewear, so it's nice to kind of mix and match and get outfit inspirations from these. And yeah, let me know if you enjoyed it. If you have any feedback, any comments, also like suggestions for new brands, like I said, new books, whatever, drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You can also follow me on Instagram and DM me there, but be aware I'm way more likely to see your comments on YouTube, so if there's anything you want me to see or you want me to discuss with you, drop a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you liked this video, which I really, really hope you did, then give this video your thumbs up. And also, if you haven't done so yet, you can subscribe to my channel so you get notified about all the new videos that are coming out and you don't miss one. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Like I already said, I hope you really, really enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye!